Welcome to Happy News Network, the Minisode. We're here to brighten your week while you take a break from doom scrolling. I'm Shayna. So, way back in episode 7 this season, we shared Friends of Ruby's inclusive housing news in Toronto, Canada. Today's guest, Leticia Ferreira, is the Director of Strategic Initiatives at Friends of Ruby. Leticia, welcome.
Thank you, Shane. It's really nice to be here with you. And, hi to everybody who is listening. It's nice to talk about Friends of Ruby.
It's really, really great to have you today. And I can't wait for everyone to get to learn more about Friends of Ruby as an organization. What is the organization's mission and how did you get started?
Yeah, so our mission is really to support as much as possible the journey and the well-being of LGBTQI2S youth 16 to 29 years old. So we're currently based in Toronto. We serve the GDA, but our intention is to really continue expanding and supporting as many youth as we can possibly support through our mission. There's a few interesting stories about how we started. We started after a research that had been published by Gallup Canada, which is our founder in 2014, highlighting how youth population in especially LGBTQ youth were experiencing homelessness. So within the percentage of the population experiencing homeless, up to almost 40% were LGBTQI2S. So after that report, there was really a call for action to get something done. And that's how EGAL got together with a number of different supporters and organizations to put drop-in in place to start with and start the construction of the Friends of Ruby home. Then forward to 2019, we always knew that Friends of Ruby would become an independent organization because EGAL focused much more on advocacy and education, and our focus was a direct service to the youth. So we became an independent charity, and our house was launched at the end of 2020. So just giving a bit of a boost on everything that we were doing, and really launching the organization even more to continue the work that we were doing as Friends of Ruby.
It sounds like there's a lot of really good work being done.
Yeah, we've been doing operating since 2014, and we've supported over 1,000 youth in that period with counseling, our drop-in, practical supports with employment, education, housing, health. So we have a wide range of supports that we provide because our intention is always to go towards all aspects of well-being. And with the house now, we can also support them through their journey towards independent living, which is also a big part of being able to feel and be well as an individual, right? So
Sure.
we're very happy that what we do is really focused and dedicated to LGBTQ youth as well. So all our frontline and most of our admin staff are members of the community as well, or very strong allies. So we are really happy to have that being one of the differentiations that we can do as an organization, because we want the youth and the staff that is working directly with the youth to really reflect the diversity and really reflect and understand the needs that the youth are bringing to us when they come to the organization.
Sure. And in addition to the diversity on staff and with the people that you work with every day, you do offer diversity of programming and of resources. And I guess for people who aren't as familiar as I am, could you talk about what some of those programs are and how they benefit the more at-risk youth? I mean, really, these programs could benefit anyone, especially people who are young and just don't have life skills, but they are specifically helpful tools to allow youth to become more complete young adults.
Of course. Yeah. So what we do is we try to have a range that goes from very low barrier in the sense of allowing youth to accessing our projects to more comprehensive support. So we try to get and provide services in all the range to allow the youth to really go to the next step of their journey towards well-being, whatever that step means to them. So we try to also do a very tailored approach in what we do at Friends of Ruby. So for example, in our drop-in, which is our starting point at the organization, and really the lowest level of barrier that we can offer in terms of access, we offer meals, we offer harm reduction kits, different types of hygiene kits, so different types of support that youth can get and stay within the drop-in and Thrive community and access that, or just take with them back to where they are in order to be able to meet their basic needs. So that's within the drop-in. We also have low barrier activities like art programs that people can access, or we do conversations and move nights. So it's really, the intention is to allow a space for youth to come, be together, meet with staff, share what their challenges might be, and start their journey with Friends of Ruby and towards their well-being. And then we have, for those who've been with us for a little longer and want to continue engaging with supports, we have practical supports to our case managers that really help youth identify what their goals for their lives are and help them towards getting those goals. So it could be, for example, if we're dealing with a newcomer to Canada, helping with settlements. And getting support on how they navigate the system and are able to find their way within the country. Or if it is someone who needs supports with health, we can also help them navigate and find a doctor or a nurse that are LGBTQ friendly, that will understand their needs. We offer, for example, trans ID clinics for those who are changing their names or need to change their IDs in order to be able to really meet who they are in their documentation. And then we move towards mental health, which is have one-on-one counseling, and that can help through phone or in person or virtual chat. So we have a number of different ways so everybody can access regardless of the different challenges that they might encounter with privacy, for example, or access to the location. And therapeutic groups that help support with specific needs like coping skills or skills for safer living for those who are struggling, for instance, with suicide ideation or topics associated with dysphoria, for example. So we have a range of different therapeutic groups that we offer. Every season we change and provide a few different groups. And then for those who are in need of housing, we have our transitional housing, and our transitional housing has its own special setting. So it has been constructed really with the support and the conversations with the youth. And in order to be a place and a space that allows for emotional connection, emotional support, with the creation of community. So every youth in our transitional house has their own suite and also participate in different activities to get the support that they need with either case managers or counselors that are. So we try to do our work and all the things that we do in a very integrated way, allowing the youth to really find the path that works the best for them with the support of the staff.
It sounds wonderful, the scope of things that Friends of Ruby offers. And I think the more people you can help, the more you can create programming or initiatives to help future people who will come through the program, because as times change, so do circumstances. And it's really great to just, the more you can help, the more you can learn. So I guess to talk about the big housing project, Friends of Ruby built a custom transitional home, and it's the first of its kind, right?
It is unique in many aspects, like the way in which was the consultation that happened with the youth in order to get the house done, the focus on LGBTQ youth with a range of 16 to 29. So the integration of mental health services within the programs that we do at the home in order to really support and allow the youth to be supported in multiple ways. Yes, it's very, very unique. And as I
So
was
exciting.
saying, like, the spaces have been really thought through with the help of the youth. Which didn't want, when this process was started, I wasn't a Friends of Ruby yet, but I heard many times RED talking about how initially people thought, oh, youth are going to want crazy things like, I don't know, a swimming pool on the top of and all they wanted was some level of independence and control over their spaces. So the ability to open their windows, the ability to turn the heat or the temperature in their suites as they please. So all those little details were added to the house and make a huge difference on the ability of the youth to also see themselves living independently and out of the system, even if they have been struggling with homelessness for a longer period of time before they come to our home.
Sure. Safety builds confidence. And so when you can give people a place to feel safe and to feel supported and that they have the basics covered, they can become more of themselves and look to achieve more and more that way and build on that foundation. And I think maybe some people might want a swimming pool, but I think it sounds like a lot of people just need somewhere safe with the
Well,
basics.
100%. Well, we don't have a swimming pool, but we do have a rooftop with a barbecue. So I think, at the end of
Okay.
the day,
That's pretty
it's not
nice.
that bad. Exactly. So, but I think it's important. It's so many, unfortunately, so many of the spaces that had been created to date to those who are experiencing homeless feel so institutional rather than a home. And I think
Mhm.
what Friends of Ruby is trying to show is that you can have a nice home and a space that is safe and supportive and create and integrate different aspects of supporting services to that community, to the vulnerable community that need. And that has a huge influence on how people respond to their journey and are able to really regain their confidence and feel empowered to do whatever they need to do to, towards a better life, towards more well-being, towards a path that will take them outside of the system rather than recycling and getting through the system multiple times. And so this is what we're also trying to
Absolutely.
show.
And it's pride and thinking about allyship. What can we, everyone, do on a day-to-day basis to make the world more friendly? Let's make it a friendlier place for the youth of the greater LGBTQIA plus community.
Yeah, pride is a great opportunity for learning. I think that, this is the first step in allyship is be curious, learn as much as you can, learn about all the different letters in the alphabet, learn all about how to use pronouns and how to incorporate pronouns and different pronouns in your day-to-day activities. Learn about differences in language. Forget about assumptions when you look at someone, based on gender binaries, for example. Think about asking the person in front of you who they are, rather than assuming that you know who they are and what to expect. So those are very simple things, but that show through allyship, and that makes a huge difference in how those who are members of the community feel that they are being included, they are being seen, they're being validated and respected in who they are. And that's especially important when you are talking to someone who is young, to someone who might still be going through their own questioning, their own discovering, their own learning process. So a great way to be an ally is really to listen to that person in front of you before you make assumptions, and really get more curious about what is out there. And if you're in Toronto and you can support Friends of Ruby, we are always welcoming support towards different forms, donations, volunteering. So get in touch with us. We'll be happy to incorporate you in our circle of friends and have conversations about how you can better support the LGBTQI2S youth.
And who doesn't love having more friends? I love that it's called Friends of Ruby because it just means that it's a bigger circle of people that are your companions.
Exactly. And, our name has a very cute story associated with it because it also
Yeah.
comes from a dog that's still among us with belongs to our director of youth services and housing, and Ruby is a golden retriever who is very loving and used to come to our drop-in, and we had interactions with the youth. Sometimes youth who wouldn't speak with other staff started connecting with Ruby first, and really through Ruby getting the support that they needed, and eventually moving towards other supports within the organization. So it's very dear to our heart, that and really represents that connection, that circle of friends that you can do, and the Ruby Jam in itself, which it can be rough, but it's still precious. And I think that's everybody is unique and precious for us in this organization.
I think that's so beautifully said. And what a lovely story behind the name. I love that, animal therapy remains some of the best therapy out there.
Absolutely.
So for people who do want to get involved, if they want to donate or volunteer, how can they contact Friends of Ruby?
Yeah, the best way is through our website, so friendsofruby.ca. You have access to all the services that we do, how to donate. You can donate online, how to connect with us. Our direct email, info@friendsofruby.ca. So that's a starting point, and can also give a lot of information. So if you are looking for how to support an LGBTQI2S youth as well, that is the starting point to accessing our services and to be able to provide support to who you love.
Terrific. Well, Leticia, thank you so much for being here today. It feels so lovely to know that there are people out there creating programs to support and help LGBTQIA plus youth have places in the world where they can go to be safe.
Thank you for having us here. And, for anyone out there, happy Pride.
Yes, happy Pride. All right. Well, to learn more about Friends of Ruby, as we just discussed, you can visit their website, www.friendsofruby.ca, or go to their Instagram at friendsofruby.ca. That website is full of resources and lots of information, and it made me a better ally. So hopefully it can make everyone else a better ally too. So from all of us here at Happy News Network, I'm Shayna. Have a happy day.